Okay. Hi, my name is Amir Faiz and I'm from Group 2. We are doing the case study 1. So basically, monopoly is a market that only have a single seller and the supplier of goods or services in the market does not have any close substitute. Okay. Monopoly market is the price maker and it can set its own price since it is the only seller, unlike competitive market which are price taker. The market demand curve for monopoly is downward sloping, which means that firm must reduce its price in order to sell more units, while the demand curve for competitive firm is horizontal and monopoly does not lose its sales if the price rises. In Malaysia, one of the example of monopoly is Tenaga Nasional Berhad, which is the only electrical transmission and distribution in Peninsular Malaysia and Sabah. Some other example that will be discussed is Prilosec, represented a new generation of anti-ulcer medication produced by Astramed. Okay.
Hi, my name is Aini Suraya, metric number EIA 160285. So today I will be talking about marginal revenue. Marginal revenue is the slope of the total revenue curve and is one of two revenue concepts derived from total revenue that indicates how much extra revenue a monopoly receives for selling an extra unit of output. It is found by dividing the change of total revenue by change in quantity output. So basically, it plays an important role in profit maximizing decision of monopoly relative to marginal cost. A monopoly maximizes profit by equating marginal revenue, the extra revenue generated from production, with marginal cost, the extra cost of production. If these two marginals are not equal, then profit can be increased by producing more or less output. So, we assume that extra milk, when it first enters the market, the drugs will be patented, and that will make extra milk as a monopolistic firm. So then in the long run, there will be new entry to the market which will cause extra milk to have competitors where XMC will equal to MR, meaning that in the long run, extra milk will have zero profit.
Hi, my name is Aina Izzati, metric number EIA 17008, and I present about profit maximization and shutdown condition in monopoly. Price and output that can maximize the profit. Firstly, we need to find the point where MC equals to MR, and then we drag it downwards to determine the output, and drag upwards if you want drag upwards until the demand curve if you want to determine the price. So for profit, we just need to look at the average cost, AC curve and demand curve. If the difference between AC curve and demand curve is larger, the larger profit they earn. While if they have AC and demand curve at the same level as the price, they will earn zero profit. While for shutdown condition, there are different conditions for short run and long run. For Astramed, they earn profit by selling at $3.5. However, if the demand decreases, the AR and MR curve will shift to the left, hence price and quantity will decrease too. To determine the new price, we need to find the point where MC equals to MR. With the new price, Astramed need to determine whether they should continue producing or shut down their production. How to determine whether they should shut down or continue the production? If the new price is between average cost and average variable cost, they will continue production, but they will experience loss. If the new price is below the average variable cost, Astramed need to shut down their operation. For the long run, they will need to shut down the operation if the price is below average cost. Why do they need to shut down? Is because if they continue to produce output, they will they will experience loss and they cannot cover the total fixed cost and total variable cost.
Economic textbook deal at length with the concept and the mathematics of elasticity. It's not too opportune to discuss the complexity of the concept here. Suffice it to say that in order to make pricing and other marketing decisions, in this case, the price elasticity of demand, which we know as PED, should be in the range of roughly -1.0 to -1.2. When the price elasticity demand in a particular market is greater than -1.0, that is, if it is -1.1 or -1.2, the market is considered elasticity. This means that a change in price has more proportional impact on demand. If the price decreases, demand will be increased. True, each buyer will be pay less than before. Many buyers will be buying the pre-losses. When increasing in the demand, the total revenue will increase although price is low. If when the price elasticity is less than -1.0, as in the case of the first class market on the priceless where it may be around -0.65, demand is inelastic. Prices have a proportionally smaller impact on demand levels. In such market conditions, fare increases will generate greater total revenue because demand will not fall off very much. On the other hand, price reduction will stimulate some demand growth, but it will be proportionally less than the drop in price, so total revenue will decline. The relation between the price elasticities of demand and the marginal revenue curve indicates that a monopoly is only able to maximize profit by producing a quantity of output that falls in the elasticity range of the demand curve. A monopoly cannot maximize profit in the inelastic range of demand because this involves negative marginal revenue and by virtue of the profit maximizing equality between marginal revenue and marginal cost. It requires negative marginal cost, which is just not a realistic possibility.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Amira binti Daim Azizi, matric number EIA 170012, and I'll be talking about market power. Okay, so market power is defined as the ability of firm to set the price for goods or services that it produces. To have market power, it means that putting their price above the marginal cost will not cause them to lose all of their customers. So if we take the case of perfectly competitive market, if any of the firm inside this market set their price above this level, they will lose all of their customer because the customer will buy from competing brands. But if they set their price lower than this level, they will incur loss. However, for monopoly, they has market power. So if we take the case study, the price of Pirilansite is set at 3.50 per daily dose, which is way above the marginal cost, which is between 30 to 40 cents. However, despite this huge markup, Pirilansite still managed to become one of the best-selling drug in the world, and that means that Astramek has market power. However, even though monopolies can set their own price, they are still constrained by the willingness and ability of consumer to buy their products, or we call this as demand. Okay, so to measure the market power, we use the linear index, in which the formula is P minus marginal cost divided by price. So if we substitute the price and marginal cost of Pirilansite into this formula, we will get the linear index to be between 0.89 to 0.91, which is quite high. Another way to measure the linear index is using the formula -1 divided by the price elasticity of demand. And if we equate these two formulas together, we will get the relationship between the percent markup and the price elasticity of demand. So as example, if Prilosec has substitute, the increment in the price of Prilosec will cause the customer to buy from other competing brand. So that means the price elasticity of Prilosec is elastic, making the price markup to be smaller and the learning index to be relatively small. So what are the sources of monopoly power and of market power? The answer is the barrier to entry, which we can divide into technical barriers to entry and legal barriers to entry. Under technical barriers to entry, we have economies of scale, special knowledge and unique resources, while for the legal barriers, we have patent, copyright and exclusive franchise by government. So as the Prilosec is medication, it is probably that Astramek has Prilosec to be patented or copyrighted so that other firm cannot produce similar product as Prilosec. That's all, thank you.
My name is Elizabeth binti Masharuddin and my matrix number is EIA 170009. I'm from group 2 presenting about a case study in Astramerc pricing Prilosec. Okay, the first thing I will talk about welfare effect in monopoly market where the Astramerc is in. Okay, the presence of monopoly market, however, disrupt the welfare effects on economy, especially effect on consumer and producer supplies. When monopolization come into the market, monopoly market will produce output when marginal cost is equal to marginal revenue. In monopoly market, producer will produce output at price is more than marginal cost. This shows that it's different from competitive market where it say it is efficient in allocating resources compared to monopoly market, which is in competitive market they produce output at price equals to marginal cost. And when monopolization comes in, there is a changes in terms of producer supplies and consumer supplies. Okay, in the case of Astramerc, if they will produce, Astramerc is said produce Prilosec at 30 cents to 40 cents per daily dose. But they charge Prilosec in the market at about $3.50. This markup in a pricing profitable to the producer, which is the Astramerc itself, as they are the only supplier in the market at that time. So this will affect the consumer where which consumer that they need the Prilosec. Their willingness to pay for the medicine is very high at any given price by the producer, because there is a little supplier in I would say there is no supplier in the market at that time. So here we can see that the consumer welfare is not being taken off because the producer would charge at any price that they like, because they are the only supplier. They are the only firms that would supply the needs of the consumer. Thank you.